Oh, I see.
Oh my
Sorry.
gosh, what is that? What is that? What is that?
I'd do it again, by the way. Should you ask?
Aww. Aww. The fact they're doing it in this shop. Who's that? That Bunty? It is Bunty. Okay. Okay. I'm just taking it all in because there ain't nothing else. So I enjoyed that. I did. I did enjoy it. I think it was kind of cool. Like, I think any time that is going to be anything Harry Potter related, I'm probably going to have a nice time. Do you know what I mean? Like, that I think is pretty much a foregone conclusion. I, I, I do kind of feel that this was a little bit anticlimactic though. That's the only thing I will say. Like, I enjoyed it and I thought it was good to kind of see them back in that world, and and there were definitely some really cool like fight scenes and stuff between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. I mean, it was very short, but and then between Dumbledore and Credence as well. Some probably little scary bits like that weird spider ant scorpion giant thing in that weird prison with his brother. I really liked the witch. I am the witch who spoke a little bit like Eartha Kitt. I really liked her. I actually thought that the guy that's playing Grindelwald, and I recognise him. I thought he actually made a quite a menacing Grindelwald, to be fair. Got Mads Mikkelsen, Tina, Kathleen Watson. I don't know, something about Tina just seemed a little bit off. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just imagining it, but it just seemed like it was just a little bit off. Like she wasn't really there, but then I'm like, well, should have been there. Like, but she just looked really CGI. I don't know, but it just looked a bit weird. Yeah, I thought he played a really good Gellert Grindelwald. And I thought it was really interesting because obviously we see Albus Dumbledore as this, 500-year-old like wizard or whatever, like just old and old. So it's really interesting to see him younger and with the potential love interest. And I love the fact that they didn't make like a big deal about the fact that like Gellert and him were in love. Like it was just, and it was just a completely accepted thing that they had a romance, and even down to the end they couldn't take each other out, even when this thing wasn't even part of it. And I thought that was again quite telling, because even sometimes in the most obvious of times where we really should turn around to someone and say, do you know what, like, you got to go. We still don't really do that. Like, so I think it was just very telling to see how that kind of played out. And when he said as well that he was aiming to protect, Gellert was going for the kill. Again, it just goes to show how the two natures are so different. I love Jacob and Queenie. I thought they did really well to make her so like cold, and they did a really good job of doing that. I thought the chilling thing, I don't know whether like maybe in the books, because I don't know whether these were actually based on any books, whether these are just a completely whole new story that they created, but maybe it was more mystical and magical in the book. But I just kept thinking the whole time that like when he brought out the real Chillin, I'm like, if this was Voldemort, yeah, like Bunty wouldn't have got 2 steps up them stairs. I'm telling you, he would have set Nagini on her, nyammed them both up for dinner, and been like, you know, Nagini, dinner, or whatever, or eat. Something gross. Like, I just thought there's so much. I mean, maybe he couldn't do that because if he did do that, then people were like, oh, why did he do that? And he wouldn't have got the vote. But then I'm like, it doesn't strike me as someone that really cares about the vote. It strikes me as someone that's going to go, you're going to follow me, I'm going to crucify you. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of vibe I get from him. And then the whole thing just didn't really happen in that way. So I was like, it was a bit played out. And then for Credence, that whole story from the beginning, like, I mean, just think about how sad poor Credence's life has been. You know, he had his own family, they gave him away, left him with this abusive, awful woman who used to beat him, right? And then he's got this crazy power that then it gets completely manipulated by again, because I was about to say, who was that guy that was the police officer, but it was actually Grindelwald. Gets manipulated by him, gets told that his son actually isn't. Again, gets manipulated, doesn't work for him. Can't actually remember what happened to him in the second one, but I know it wasn't great anyway. Him and Nagini got split up. Even in this one, really, he's just doing his errands and stuff. Like, he's not well, he's not going to be here very long. And his whole end of arc is that he's not even going to survive because that happens when the Phoenix comes. It's all just really sad. Like, it's just like, that's such a shame that that's just where you're. But at least, what is good is that he came good. And I suppose, like Newt said, you know, nobody's perfect, but it's the fact that people try. And I guess there's a lot of stuff that Credence has done, you know, not a lot of it probably wasn't really his fault in terms of where his mentality was at, but at least he tried in the end to kind of be good and stuff, and he did the right thing by turning on Grindelwald, I suppose. But yeah, I think in the main, I just feel like maybe because I wasn't as bought in because I didn't read the books and stuff. Maybe that's the reason why. But this one did leave me feeling a little bit. I just thought by the third movie, like, there would just be this huge, like, I don't know, and then he kind of just disappeared. And obviously we know he disappeared, but we know that he's in the end movie because, you know, Voldemort tries to get the Elder Wand from him. So Albus never found him, and didn't dispose of him. But what was nice though is that the wedding happened and that Jacob finally got his Queenie, and you know, that was nice. That was a nice wholesome end. I couldn't help but feel a bit sad for Albus though, right at the end, because obviously Grindelwald was like, "Who will love you now?" And it's not to say that Albus hasn't got a lot of love to give and a lot of love that somebody would, you know, love to shower him with. I'm sure, but I guess he probably was just like, I've only ever loved one. I will only ever love one. And that unfortunately was this megalomaniac that wanted to start this crazy war. So it's not really sad for him. Like, and you know, when you think about Albus in all the films and stuff, he's always just this solitary, amazing wizard. But actually, you know, he finds his love in all these other people. Do you know what I mean? So, but no, good. Really, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm really glad I've seen them all now. Like, really, really glad. I'm a little bit gutted that there wasn't any more Harry Potter to watch. Like, I don't know how to watch The Cursed Child because that's a theatre. It's a theatre show, right? So I just need to go and watch that in the theatre, I suppose. But it is sad that there isn't anything else. Although I have heard that they're looking to like remake the Harry Potter movies, but like into like a TV series. I don't know how I feel about that. Because I don't feel as though it was that long ago that we had them. And they're still so good. Like, they're still so good. I'm actually a little bit sad. It's all done. The game's finished. That's now finished. So if there's any other movies like this that someone could recommend, because the thing is, I don't know what other franchise has got the same mystical, magical, like, gravitas that this has, and you know, and has kept us all enchanted for so many years. But I know that there's all kind of stuff going on with J.K. Rowling now and whatever, but in terms of the world that's created here. And as soon as they got to Hogwarts, by the way, like I lit, because I was like, they're never gonna get to go to Hogwarts in this thing. Like, you're gonna talk about it, like you're gonna, and then they were there. That was special. That was really good. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching with me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and this trilogy. I'm gonna put something out to my Patreon members and on Instagram and on YouTube as well. Just like I'm kind of thinking the next thing I want to dive into, which is completely different, is the Fast and the Furious, because I've watched the first one and the second one, Too Fast, Too Furious, I think was the last one I saw. But I know they've got like 10 of them out now. So I don't even know what that's even about. But I'm thinking either doing that. I've never watched the Hunger Games. I've never watched all of Toy Story, like all the Toy Stories, and the How to Train Your Dragon as well. So those are kind of the next kind of blocks of films I'm thinking of watching. So I might put it out there to see what people think and what might be the next one. But for now, thank you so much for watching with me. I hope you enjoyed that along with me too. Commiserations that it's all done. One more time. Lumos. Lumos Maxima. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you on the next one.